It's the segment that brings you the facts in 4D, our daily deep dive. On today's segment, whether you love them or hate them, oysters play a vital role in our ecosystem, but their natural habitat is critically endangered, with more than 99% of oyster reefs in Australia considered functionally extinct, or so we thought, until scientists found oyster reefs not just living but thriving where nobody expected them. Dr. Marina Richardson is a marine scientist from Griffith University. Where are these newly discovered oyster reefs?
Hi, so we're actually finding them everywhere across the tropics. So initially we were looking in Queensland, and we've now been locating them all the way across the north coast to Western Australia as well.
Okay, how did we not know they were there?
I think it's a bit of a case of we didn't really know to look for them. So they were previously thought to be a temperate ecosystem, so occurring in cooler waters. And some international research started showing that they were actually in the tropics as well. So once we started looking, we started finding them here as well in Australia.
You must have been gobsmacked. My notes here say, Marina, that they're up to 5 hectares wide from Gladstone to the Gulf, and you can see them from space.
Yeah, we were pretty surprised, to be honest. So they're actually some of the largest intertidal oyster reefs that we have left in Australia. So intertidal there being you can actually walk out to them at low tide. They're exposed to the air. So, yeah, they're really, really immense.
Marina Richardson is with me, marine scientist from Griffith University. The discovery of thriving oyster reefs all round the place. It's important not just for seafood fans, Marina, but they're vital for the ecosystem. Can you explain why?
Yeah, so oysters are filter feeders. So what that means is in order to get the nutrients and food they need to survive, they just act as filters and they take it directly out of the water. So they're really important to reduce nutrient loads. They can also reduce turbidity. So that means they make the water clearer, which can then be beneficial to other ecosystems like seagrass meadows and photosynthesizing plants. So they're really amazing.
And what are you hoping to find out about these reefs now that you've identified where they are?
Everything. So at the moment, the biggest question is we have seen some evidence of their decline in some historical literature, but we really don't know how much trouble they're in. So what we're aiming to do at the moment is to actually find as many as we can and then figure out where they were previously to sort of, learn how much trouble they're actually in and what we can do to help protect them.
What sort of oysters are out there?
So these ones are a rock oyster. So they're really closely related to the Sydney rock oyster, Saccostrea glomerata. So they're actually in that same genus. But we're also finding a few reefs of other different species as well. So some leaf oyster reefs, and then there's also a few reefs that have other species like pearl oysters and hairy mussels as well.
And how much of those are good eating? I mean, do they represent any kind of opportunity for the seafood industry?
Yeah, so they're definitely edible. These, I'll just focus on the lineage B ones that we've been finding, this close relative of the Sydney rock. They previously haven't been too attractive to aquaculture because they are quite a small oyster, but still quite tasty. So, yeah, it's really an unexplored opportunity there.
Okay, if you, Marina Richardson, marine scientist from Griffith University, wanted to start at Gladstone in a boat and go out to these reefs, how far off the coast do you have to go to find them?
Some of them you can actually walk to directly from the shoreline, and then some of them, it really varies, sort of like around the islands there in Gladstone and a little bit further south. But yeah, it really varies.
Yeah, okay. And so you sound like you're quite young in your career. Other than the fact that I absolutely adore oysters and I'm prepared to try the lineage B, even though I'll have to open a lot of them to get some oyster into me, tell me, what's the significance for you at this stage of your life that there's this wonderful research opportunity on our doorstep?
The biggest thing is really this is a species of oyster that we didn't previously know was reef building, and these are ecosystems that haven't been documented before in tropical Australia. So there's really, we shouldn't assume knowledge from a lot of temperate ecosystems. They do function in similar ways, so they provide similar ecosystem services, but they occur in totally different places. So really the world's your oyster in terms of like research opportunities there.
I'm so glad you said that. I like you even more. Marina, lovely to meet you on the wireless. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me.
Marina Richardson, marine scientist there from Griffith University. Yep, if you've just discovered a whole heap of oyster reefs off the coast of Queensland and you're a marine scientist in this state, then the world really is your oyster.